Track fans, I'm really excited about this episode in particular because we're at Hornby here. When I say we, me and that slot car guy, Travis. Hornby is normally associated for trains, historically do trains like this one, really cool. And also historically known for Airfix models. You can get these Airfix models, which have been painted, pre-assembled and painted, but normally they come flat packed in kits that you have to build, and there is literally tons and tons of models. This is taken from the Hornby shop in Margate, Kent. So on to Scalextric, why we're here today to have a look at. As you can see, the choice is immense. These are all of the different Golf liveries and other liveries on different types of cars that you can buy from the Hornby shop as well. A great little police livery there, and as you can see, it goes on and on and on, but it doesn't stop there. What happens is you've got these fantastic extra pieces on the left there and different types of kit depending on what type of racer you are. And then not only there, it goes into the different scales, so right down to 1/64 scale, and as you can see, also there is starter packs, which are high impact cars. Well, Hornby has been around for a long time. Scalextric in itself started in the 50s, as you can see here, featuring cars such as the Bugatti. Really like that. That's the blue car you can see. Then into the 60s, bringing out some of the earlier Lotuses, Lotus 25 I think it was, and on to the 70s where you got the Lotus 72E, one of my personal favourite cars from that era, up into the 80s, and as you can see, it's going strong through the decades. There you've got some now forbidden but then allowed cigarette liveries. Moving up here to these spectacular models, 1/32 scale. Progressing into the 90s, you can start to see the shapes of the cars taking change, evolution coming in F1 racing to be more dynamic. The little Mini Cooper there is a little look back in time with some other just stunning cars. And right into the noughties where they did this experiment with bikes. We quite like the bikes, they were quite fun to do. You got a Range Rover there, and actually started to do collectible boxes, so you can see the F1 cars of Monaco. What was once a powerhouse of production in the UK is now overseas, so you can see the building is laid to bare, but has amazing stock levels. And we're going to check out a conversation now with the head of brand, Simon Owen. Simon.
Cool.
Hello, mate.
Nice to see you.
So Simon Owen here, Track fans. Brand manager for...
Head of brand.
Head of brand.
Head of brand, yeah, that's all right. That's fine.
Scalextric.
Yeah.
How long have you been there?
I've been in Hornby Hobbies 13 years now. Really? So straight from university. Worked on the Airfix brand first.
Yeah.
Actually in a development role rather than marketing, and then I came across to Scalextric for 6-7 years ago now, so.
Yeah. And how do you find it compared to Airfix?
It's different.
It's different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's similar in some respects. You know, we still want to produce more. You know, Airfix is all about that pinpoint accuracy at the behest of everything else. So Scalextric, because our models have to move, they have to race, they have to run. You know, we can't always do that. And also, you build Airfix yourself, so you know there's options for you to drill holes and things. Scalextric is a finished product, so we have to make those alterations to the tooling ourselves. So it's a bit more difficult, but you know, I prefer it as a brand. I prefer cars to planes. It's funner.
Well, you're
races.
You're petrol head,
yeah.
So the guys, when I come down, Travis and I on Wednesday, the team were really hospitable. Firstly, they were credit to you.
Great. That's good to know.
They didn't burn you at all.
Yeah.
They didn't tell us anything about Christmas parties of old.
No.
They were really complimentary, but they did say there isn't a car that you don't know, almost.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff I don't know. But yeah, I love racing cars. Cool. Now I go to Brands every weekend. Got my season pass to get in, you know, and it's I watch all motorsport on telly and that. So yeah, you know, I love cars. I love racing.
Do you play Scalextrics? Do you race Scalextrics even?
So I don't race competitively at a club. But I do collect cars myself, and I am in the process of building up a layout at home. It's just space and everything else. So
tell us about it.
When we eventually move, I'm going to have a proper build myself a big like scenic track in a loft somewhere. But at the moment, no, it just better sit on a shelf annoying my wife.
Yeah, well, when that time comes, you'll be sort of in the stock cupboard. Maybe if we could borrow this one for test and stuff.
Making some track,
So we did a review on the new launches for this year back in January. We did a live stream on it, and it was like I'd not seen it because I've been up to a big sales meeting. So I'd literally come back and Travis was like, "Have you seen these today?" And I said, "No." He goes, "You're going to be blown away." So we went through car by car, and I was blown away. It was immense, right down to Lady Penelope.
Yep.
Because yesterday on a stream I was calling it Penelope Pit Stop. No, Penelope Pit Stop. But that's
Wacky Races. That is.
So that's a big car.
It is, yeah.
That's like, is that 1 in 32?
It is
compared to because that's huge.
Yeah. So where possible, I don't say where possible, but we will do our models at 1/32 scale. Yeah. For stuff like this, for collectors' items, for items for our core consumers, we'll do them at 1/32 scale. It may be they are a squeeze to run two side by side in your track, but how many people really are going to race Fab 1 against Fab 1? You know, so it's I'd rather do it correct and have that impact of seeing it, and with a full interior, with all the details and stuff as well.
Removable lid.
Yeah, the lid is only removable on that one. That one's only removable though because it's solid resin at the moment. We haven't got the tooling shots yet, but the finished one I don't think will be removable. But it's still an incredible model, all that detail on it and stuff like that.
So, and you've got, obviously you released the cars by quarters. So we've had Q1, we're in Q2. What's been the best car so far?
In terms of sales, the Goldfinger Mustang we've just released, that's done very well. Film and TV stuff always does really, really well.
Does that do well?
Yeah. So, film and TV, if I pick a random film and TV car against a standard range car, I would say the film and TV car will sell it by 3 to 4 pieces to 1. It's massively, massively skewed in that direction. Some racing cars do very well. The Colin McRae Subaru, the Escort WRC.
Is that the one that you and Millie went up to measure and
that was a Puma.
Yes.
But the Colin McRae Subaru, the one from the 90s, that's proven to be very popular on pre-orders. I think that's going to do very, very well. The Land Rover, that's obviously not released yet, but we've had to increase production on that a couple of times just to keep up with the demand we're seeing before it's released.
Pre-orders.
Yeah, so that's really, really good as well. But and obviously from this year, the Rover police car and the Lamborghinis have done very well. Yeah.
Do you think that the Land Rover has become very popular because Jaguar's just decided to discontinue Land Rover? Did you hear about that?
No, I hadn't had that one yet.
They're cancelling Land Rover.
Okay,
and moving forward with Range Rover, Discovery, and whatever the other one is, because they said it's not.
Oh, okay, the brand name being cancelled. Yeah. No, I think it's popular just because it's a Series 1 Land Rover. Right. It's the same with the split screen bus we do and the VW Beetle. Because they're iconic cars, they work. It doesn't matter that it's not a racing car, it's not this, it's not that. That's not the point. Yeah. The point of Scalextric is that it's fun and that you can grab it and play with it and enjoy it. And Land Rover Series 1s are great fun to mess around with. So.
Cool.
It translates.
You led me into the next thing I wanted to talk about really nicely.
Yep.
This morning I was in the polycar competition and I was sat there next to my box and Andy Rowland, the organiser, come over, he goes, "Pete, have a look at them." And a bit like the blue car, grab that blue car for us.
Yeah.
Professional stuff here.
Oh, there you go.
You've started to consider making bodies that will work with race style chassis.
Not quite.
No?
So with Andy, obviously he makes the polycar chassis for classic Formula 1 cars.
He's gifted.
Yeah, so we aren't going to develop our cars necessarily with that in mind, purely because we would develop them to be excellent models that also run well as slot cars. Right. So we won't put running so far down the order that it's detrimental to the way the car looks, if that makes sense. If we can do something to make the car a brilliant runner but it spoils the looks, we won't do it because we want the car to look good. If by making the car look perfect it won't run, we won't do it. It needs to be a middle ground. So with those polycar bits and pieces, they use different bearings, different motors to us, they've got access to different bits and pieces. So the idea is that I give those chassis bits to him, he can then create polycar ish or his own chassis designs.
Yep.
And then when those cars are released, for you guys that want to race them, competitively, you can buy his chassis and fit them up and off you go.
Yep.
And therefore everyone wins. You know, we still sell cars, which is what we want to do.
Yeah.
And people that want to race competitive Lotus 79 or a Brabham fan car can do it by using his bits. This is slightly different.
You were just talking to someone outside about this, which is why I wanted to ask you about this.
So this is the new Mirage, and we've designed it with basically listening to what people have asked us online.
I'll put an image up here. That'll be the power of television.
Yeah, listening to people who've told us online about how to make a really good handling car with chassis, bits and pieces like that. And we followed it. You know, there's no way for the chassis to get caught by the body. It all sits. Yeah. It can float quite nicely. The screw positions are in a sort of triangle. We've really listened and tried to make this as good a handling slot car as we can, while keeping the design of it spot on and as it should look.
Is that available now?
No, this is December time.
Is it?
Yeah, this is the first shot that came in this week. So
we're privileged. We're seeing stuff
brand new
off the press. So if this is out in December, is this complete or is this going to be subject to some more modifications?
We'll make through some mods. I don't know. I haven't ran this yet. We haven't ran it as a team and really given it a proper test. Millie, the designer, is here, and she's very happy with it. So long as it all runs okay and it works all right, then we can start getting into production.
So Millie is product designer for the guys here. If you tune into UK TV and look for Hornby, A Modeller's World, Season 2, you get a lot more insight into R&D and production of Scalextric slot cars. So you've got some other ones there next.
Yeah, I just brought some of my favourites, really.
Yeah, cool.
So in no particular order, we have our new Escort WRC, which is...
So this is, just remind me what we're looking at.
This is our new Escort WRC. Nice. It is the sort of final version of Escort Cosworth that raced in the World Rally Championship in the late 90s, driven by Carlos Sainz Sr., not the young chap who drives for Ferrari, the other one. And this is basically our latest rally car, and this will be out in the next couple of months. It's super close to production now. It's actually on its way. And what I try and do in Scalextric is I try and produce cars that we try and produce cars rather that make people smile and things people remember fondly from either their childhood or from racing now. And during the 90s, early 2000s, nothing made people smile more than a Cosy. And the whole point is to do stuff like this, gets people excited. And
I like it.
You know,
the detail's good. That's what I like about Scalextric.
Yeah.
The detail is always good, and you get lights that work.
Yep, absolutely.
I know it's trivial, but that floats my
And we've
boat.
actually started changing the lights, so people have noticed with the new Capri that we've started putting warm yellow lights in it rather than the sort of harsh neon lights. So period correct lights are going into the cars.
I know, so the right colour and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fantastic.
So staying on the nice colour schemes, we've got this wonderful new Cobra. Excuse me. So this is a Cobra release for later on in the year. Yeah. August, September time, and it's in this amazing shade of sort of purpley pink. And I just think that's great. I really like it. It's a proper Goodwood car. Yeah, it's really good.
This is nice. A friend of the show, Pete Shepherd, Racing Replicas. He actually races a Cobra. Impressive. A Cobra and a Sprite. Yes.
So really excited for this one. And then we've got another new tool, which is our Mark 1 in this instance, Jag. This is the Grant Williams Goodwood racing car. So this is, again, it's a really nice car. On this one, we've actually made two body tools. We've done a Mark 1 and a Mark 2. Okay. So they're both really accurate interior, accurate details. It's, I think it's going to be very popular.
So Mark 1 and Mark 2, are you doing two separate releases for them, or are you going to release them at the same time? Instant choice.
So I think they're separated by a few weeks, something like that, possibly.
Okay. So it's relatively close. In terms of...
But they're very different cars. You know, the Mark 1 is a racing car, and the Mark 2 is a police car.
I like the way you incorporate the brand now.
Try and do that. I think that's on most of these actually. It's on the Cobra's got a little Cobra logo on it. The Mirage hasn't. The Escort's got a Ford.
Yeah, because it made me chuckle because the prototype Batmobile you've got over there has got a bat sign on the bottom of it. I was like, brilliant, because it's custom, isn't it?
And Fab 1 has got a Thunderbirds logo.
Oh, has it? I didn't notice that one. But so thanks for sharing that.
That's all right. Yeah.
Are there any developmental plans that you guys have got going on for the future? You build cars.
There are some different bits and pieces we're working on, but I can't share them at the moment. But we are always looking at ways we can bring more innovation in, more fun into the hobby, and just try and get, if we get people into slot racing and they buy a Scalextric set and suddenly discover the world of NSR, Slotted, Polycart, and they go off and just buy those, well, great, because at least they're coming into the hobby and they'll tell other people about how great slot racing is and how it's a fun activity and a fun thing to collect or whatever they want to do with those cars. So, you know, it's we are working on innovation, other bits and pieces like that. And the whole point is just to get micro and normal Scalextric out to more people.
What is 1 in 32 scale still the most popular scale that you do?
Yeah, absolutely.
You are doing the 1 in 64 with a...
the micro Scalextric. Yeah. So micro is popular. It's very popular at a younger age and a cheaper price point. Yeah. But 32nd scale, you're massively above it in terms of sales and value.
Cool.
Not a problem at all.
Simon, thanks for having a chat.
No worries.
I didn't want to keep you all day because I know
that's all right. Yeah, busy. Got to go shopping.
You in a minute.
Got to go shopping as well. So it's fine.
But you enthused me into the sport.
Good.
Back into the hobby a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
I bought a kit for my nephew, and then we sent him track layouts through COVID, and that's why we got here. So anyone looking to get into slot car racing, Scalextric is probably the best place to start.
Well, I'd say so, yeah.
And I'd recommend it to anyone who watches this. If you want good quality equipment straight away, that you don't have to do anything to other than plug and play.
Yeah, put it on the track. Scalextric car will get you around the track and you'll have fun doing it as well.
And you can learn now.
Absolutely.
So, no, I really appreciate it.
No problem at all.
Simon.
Thanks for your time. Cheers.
So that was a great insight into Scalextric and how the brand works with Simon Owen. I really appreciate the time, Simon. Thank you very much for that. So as you can see on the screen there, we just had a prototype of how it's broken down and becomes the car that then goes to mass production and you can race on a track like you can see here. Other tracks are in Hornby location, which are really cool. You can go around the museum and see tracks just like this one on the screen. You have a couple of classic cars. There's a GT40 there and I think a Sprite, I'm not sure, a Cobra, I could be wrong. I need to work on my car recognition. This year Scalextric's plan to replicate the RS200 classic police livery on the Ford. So they asked Essex Police permission to be able to use their logo, and Essex Police said yeah, and went one stage further. Between them they brought the original car to the UK Slot Car Festival, the biggest slot car festival in the world. And as you can see here, the police constables are with the car, and he is going to talk us through exactly how this car come about to be having a police livery on it, yet never actually being an active member of the police force. So let's have a listen and see what happens.
Take down his number plate, C-Reg. And then in the back, you've got the action. You can't really see it, but, oh yeah, you can. You can see the engine in there, ready to catch some crooks. Absolutely, we would like to hear the story if you're all right. Is it all right on film? Okay, cool.
I can talk you through a little bit of the story today about why we're here.
Yep, go for it.
It all stems with this photograph. It's quite an iconic photograph in car enthusiast history.
Yeah.
So it features one of the Sierras, and the ideal was come about from Ford's at the time in 1986.
Right.
They contacted Essex Police Transport Section.
That's a Sierra.
That's a Sierra.
Yeah.
This is an RS200.
Yeah.
And this man's name was Ed Cross. Okay, his collar number was 353. He was in charge of the transport section at the time.
Okay.
And he agreed to take part in this project with Ford's to do the publicity photo.
Yeah.
It's a little known fact that they released 2 RS200s were loaned to Essex Police. The first one was full rally spec. We test drove it on the track here at the back of Boreham site. One of the police mechanics did. And what they found is on a greasy bit of track, they wheel span, over-revved it and actually broke it. So we had to hand it back to Ford's and apologise. But Ford's carried on and persisted and lent us this car, which isn't rally spec, it's a road spec 200. It's chassis number 122, this car. And we striped it, put the blue light on it as if it was a genuine Essex Police car. It was never used as an operational police vehicle, it was purely a publicity stunt. We believe that these photos were taken on the test track at the back of this facility where the RS200 was developed, Ford Motorsport. They went out on this road, which is the A12 bypass in Gallywood, and it was unopened at the time, which is why it's so clean and there's no traffic in the background. So after Ford took the photograph, The police officers are said to have driven the car up and down the closed stretch of motorway, and when the Chief Constable found out, he wasn't best pleased, the Chief Constable of the day. So he summonsed Ed Cross to the Chief Constable's house here in Chelmsford. This is it still today, the same building. Ed was told off for what he'd done, but it was too late. Ford's had already got the publicity photos, and the Chief Constable said the car was to go back to Ford Motorsport, which it did. So it went back here to this facility, and this is only about 20 minutes from our headquarters in Chelmsford. It looked like this afterwards, and the car was sold by Ford, we think about a year later, to the Harvey family, who've been in touch because of Scalextric's tweet about us being here. So I've spoken personally to the family, and the car stayed in the UK. It was involved in a collision at an RS200 meeting in Pembury, Wales, and they're still in the process of rebuilding it. This is this week, and the family have emigrated to the Gold Coast in Queensland, so the car's now in Australia. So we thought that was the end of the story, but in 2006 Essex Police moved into the Boreham facility that used to be Ford's, and these buildings here are where we service, fix, repair and build our current day police vehicles. So we drive these Volvos now, and we actually patrol the same stretch of road that's in this iconic photo. That's part of our network we patrol and look after, and all our vehicles are serviced where the RS200 came from. In 2016 Ford released the Focus RS, and Ford UK had a demonstrator, Ford Focus RS, they lent to police forces. So this was actually used as a police car, albeit for a short time, by different forces to evaluate if we wanted to buy them. No force ever did buy them, but this man here, his name is Justin Smith. He was a superintendent in Essex Police. This is his own RS200 car. So when he heard that the police were to have another RS Ford on their fleet, albeit for a short time, he couldn't resist recreating the iconic photo. Justin is also the chairman, I'm told, of the RS200 Owners Club, so he's very invested in this story. And I spoke to him when I was driving down here on Friday about this image, and he told me they did it on a Sunday morning at first light and waited for a gap in traffic so there was no cars in the background. That's how he achieved this picture. If you look, the motorist is even wearing a similar attire, and it's in the same lay-by with the same road sign. So he did really well to recreate that image, and these are all found on Google. They're all publicly available. Justin, when I spoke to him, we thought that might be the end of the RS200 story in Essex Police back then, but Scalextric have asked Essex Police for permission to recreate the publicity car. So Scalextric asked Essex Police for permission to use our crest and recreate this famous publicity car, which our Chief Constable has agreed to do, and we are here today and using this model car to promote road safety.
Yeah.
Because everyone uses the road and we should all know about the risks and safety of the road. Some of our partners are here as well, so Safer Essex Road Partnership, who are funded, so we've got the Fire Brigade helping us with that and the local authority. So we're here to talk about our role. And as part of the release of this model car, we've been invited to here today. Myself and my colleague both build models and have a genuine interest in models. We're thrilled to represent the force this weekend here. And we have contacted Fords at Dagenham. So on the wall here you can see an RS which belongs to Ford Heritage. It's number 200, chassis number, the last one ever made, and it's kept here in their Heritage collection. They've very kindly agreed to loan the vehicle for this weekend only. And further to that, one of the companies that stripes our cars, so like this that we use, they're striped by a company called PVL that come here to where the Cosworth was designed and the work was done at Motorsport, same garages we build these. This company very kindly wraps the car in the livery at no cost to be a part of this exciting project this weekend. So we've recreated the RS200 using the RS200 Heritage car from Ford's. We have even found the blue light that was on the original car, which had been in storage at a facility that's closed down and forgotten about, and I'm told by the technicians that work in this very used to be Ford building, when it arrived only a month ago on an old pallet, they were going to throw it in the bin, but they kept it in case there was ever a need for a project. And 2 weeks later I walked in and spoke with them and asked them, and they've provided us this. It actually works. The one on the real car didn't work at the time, so we've been very fortunate to even have the right light on the car. So this is the closest replica that we can provide to the public of the famous publicity car as part of the launch.
Fantastic.
So yeah, we're really thrilled to have it here with us. Fords have been good enough to even let us drive the car. So we've joined history books this weekend by being the next police officer after Ed Cross, we believe was the last police officer to drive the car in 1986. Nearly 40 years later, myself and my colleague are the next ones to actually be lucky enough to drive the RS200 at British Motor Museum this weekend and into the hall. So I can show you inside if you'd like to see. I can show you inside.
Yeah. Shall I jump in, or are you going to jump in and point to stuff?
There's not a lot I can point to for you, but
okay.
I can come round and try and make something.
We are going in, track fans. God, blimey. God, you fall into this, don't you?
Yeah, so we found it isn't particularly comfortable.
That's alright, I've been married 20 years.
So this is inside the RS200.
Yeah.
I mean, myself and my colleague have never seen a police car with red seats and a red steering wheel before, so that's pretty special. But we must remember this is a rally car, and that was what it was designed to do. So we're told by enthusiasts this weekend that a number of these parts are from other Fords, so maybe parts of the dashboard are from a Sierra, the backlights are from a Sierra. We've heard from the public engaging with us telling that these doors are possibly cut down from either a Fiesta or a Sierra. So this whole car is a mixed match of Ford products of the era. And you can see from the model that they've even made the model left-hand drive, which matches our replica better than the original. I think the original was right-hand drive, so they've done a really great job at Scalextric to trying to recreate the model car. We've got a couple of competitions here this weekend.
Okay.
One of them is for children to dress up in police uniform that Hornby have provided, and Hornby Scalextric have got a competition for a child to win one of the model cars, which is quite exciting.
Yep.
Which all ties in with our message. Sorry?
Will they fit me?
Oh, you can try if you want. You can try if you want. So yeah, we've had a competition as well to try and spot the RS200. We've been moving it around. Today it's on the dashboard, yesterday it was on the seat, to try and see if we can spot it sitting in the car.
Yeah.
So yeah, a really special occasion, and both myself and my wife feel very privileged to represent the force today, be talking here about road safety and a little bit of our automotive history as a force and our links to Ford. Fantastic. So yeah, we're grateful to everyone for their help.
I'm going to get out here.
Project. Good luck.
That's alright, I'm nimble. Wow, that's some history.
Yeah.
Thanks ever so much. What's your name? PC?
PC Jelly.
PC Jelly.
Yeah.
Thank you, PC Jelly.
Traffic unit in Essex.
You've been amazing. And thanks to Scalextric as well, working with Essex Police on bringing back a bit of history. A lot of history in one vehicle. Makes you wonder what else is going on out there.
Time I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you
and then we're going to sign off because it's starting to get a bit busier in here. I'm sure. Morning. Hold on a second. Hello, here we go, guys. We got the boys in blue are in the house. Look, a bit watch our effing and jeffing.
We're here today with the RS200 again.
Are you?
Have you seen the car?
Can you do fake arrests?
Can we do fake arrests?
Here's your culprit. So, what have you got here for the guys?
So we've got the RS200 here from Ford Heritage. It's
from Essex, isn't it?
We're from Essex Police.
Are you from Essex?
Yeah.
Whereabouts are you
Stay
from?
away traffic unit.
So my family are in Braintree, Rayleigh, and Southend.
Yeah, we're not far away from there at all.
So you're just here for today, and then
we're here yesterday, today, and we're here to tell the story about the RS200 police car. We're talking about road safety and our Vision Zero, so to reduce all road deaths on the road by 2040.
Yeah.
And we're supporting Scalextric with the release
Brilliant.
of the RS200 police car.
Yeah, I saw it on Wednesday. We went down there to check out. What was your name, Constable?
I'm PC Jelly.
PC Jelly.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Take care.
All right, give me that, please.
I'm sorry, mate, but we've had a complaint.
Oh,
Sorry,
come
mate.
on! I've been
You're out of here, mate. You're out of here. Get him out of here, boys. I'll take over from here, thanks. Yeah, sorry, guys. We've had a bit of an incident. Look, unfortunately, the YouTube police said he's having too many views, so I'm going to take over from now.
I'm out of here, Trav.
Get out of here, mate. Get out of here. Oh, God, they're coming for me as well. I didn't do it.